Well, it is the day after opening day, and I'm just now going to get my first sit of the season in. I came out yesterday, and I hadn't done any preseason scouting or anything like that, so I didn't want to come in and just blow out a spot and stink it up for no reason. So I came out and took care of a few of the stands. I ended up moving one bow stand to an area that I know that I needed to move one to. But then the rain was supposed to start up, and I didn't want to, I want to get drenched. And so I went ahead and went home this morning. The rain was supposed to be pretty bad. And I woke up to the chance of rain going down from 70-something% this morning to 15%. And it just kept on throughout the day, dropping and dropping and dropping. And it was actually an hour ago, it was 70% out here at my lease that I hunt on, and it's about an hour away from my house. And I said, well, it's gonna cut off at about 4 o'clock, so I'll go ahead and start heading out here for about 3. As I was sitting on the couch at 1:30, it went from 70% chance of rain to like 20% chance of rain. So I went ahead, got in the truck, drove out here, and I'm gonna have my first sit of the evening. It is warm, very warm. 82, 83 right now. We've got about a 6-mile-an-hour south wind blowing. It's supposed to hold true throughout the night, and so I hope it does. So I'm gonna go into a low impact area. I can get in, get out real clean. It's not a long walk in. I'm not gonna stink it up. It's not one of my prime areas, but good chance of seeing something. I've got my my new camera arm and all that to try out. So I've got it all packed up in the trusty pack right here underneath the Kure. So anyway, I'm gonna get everything set up and walk on in, going bootless today. Rocking them Crocs, you know, warm weather, got to. So anyway, it's gonna be hopefully it's gonna be a good sit. I think I have a better chance of shooting a hog tonight than I do a deer, but I'll always take some pork in the freezer. So anyway, we'll see you in the stand. All right, made it back to the truck. 7:41. Didn't take me long to get out of there. Didn't take me long to pack up. But learned some valuable lessons today. I did. One, on October 2nd, expect to sweat a lot. 2, whenever you go in, apparently off works for about 3 hours and 30 minutes. Because the last 30 minutes I was out there, I was getting tore up all over my feet. Which brings me to number 3. Crocs are a great idea whenever it's hot outside. But that last 30 minutes, the mosquitoes are gonna get your feet. And then finally, number 4. When sitting with a safety harness, make sure that you adjust around the groin region before you go out there. Because I was in a lot of discomfort for a lot of the night. But all in all, wasn't a bad sit. It's kind of a muggy afternoon. Not super high expectations. I did expect to see something. I didn't see anything. But it's a long season. A lot of days to sit in the stand. Waiting on the first good cool front to come in, and then I think I'll start picking up. But anyway, that's it for this time. didn't do an interview this morning. Everything was super calm, super quiet. And I didn't know what was going to happen. We had about a 10-degree change in temperature this morning, from yesterday morning to this morning. The wind was supposed to be coming out of the east most of the morning, real light. Anyway, with the temperature change, it's a Tuesday, and typically I have staff meeting at the church on Tuesdays. But it's fall break for the school district here, and so a lot of the staff have wives who are teachers, so it's kind of a more relaxed week, so we're not doing staff meeting. And so I asked my immediate supervisor, I said, hey, you mind if I come in a little late? And so I was told that I could come out for the morning and I'd come out and enjoy it. And I was gonna go to a stand where I have a really big buck that I had on camera 1 week ago, but something this morning just kind of was unsettling, and so I decided not to, because the wind wasn't gonna be right for it, or it was gonna be risky. If it holds, it's perfect. If not, it's just kind of a little too risky for me. It's gonna be calm right at daylight. I don't know how the thermals work down in that particular bottom very well, so I backed out. It's a good thing because it stayed calm until like, I don't know, 9 a.m. And then it finally started getting a little bit, but even now the wind's supposed to be coming out of the east this way, and I can feel the thermal pulling across my face here, and so it's not necessarily screwing me up too bad, but it could have potential. But I had that one spike came out around 8:10. He stayed here till almost 9 o'clock. Right now it's about 9:40. I'm only going to stay for about another 20 minutes or so until I go into the office. So anyway, we'll see what. There's a few big does that have been coming around. I'm waiting on one of them to come out. But otherwise, we just gonna wait and see. So, and if all else fails, maybe we can get out here Friday. Saturday is supposed to be the day to hunt, and my sister is coming in from North Carolina for the last time that I'll see her for 2 years, because she and her husband are moving to Hawaii because he's military. So, sis, I want you to know I'm skipping out on the best day of the year up to this point. Like, there's supposed to be like 20-degree temperature change, north wind, perfect for that other stand. It's just not going to happen this week. So, but it's a long deer season, got plenty of time, so we'll end up killing some. Alright, looks like that's going to do it for this morning. I'll make my way back to the truck and get it back out here on Friday. Alright, it's I don't know what time it is. It is 4:12 right now. It's Friday, October 15th. I came out here this morning to do some work around the deer lease with from my buddy Bill. A couple of stands needed some stuff done before rifle season opens up, and so I spent all morning getting that done, planting food plots, putting up feeders and cameras and things like that, and check the weather. When I got done at like 2:30, I pulled back up to my truck with the ATV, and it said it's 89 and feels like 97. So it is hot, to say the least. But we have a front pushing in this evening. I came down to a stand I haven't hunted, I think, since last October. But I had some big bucks in here 2 years ago. I almost got a shot at one of them, but I haven't been in here. I don't have a camera set up or anything right now, so it's kind of a blind sit. Don't know what is or is not going on down here. I saw a few deer tracks, or a little bit of pig sign as I was walking in, so anything like that could happen. But I came down here because we have a west wind, and it's going to be shifting in northwest. And so this is the only stand that worked for both of those winds. And I was already out here. It's an hour from my house, so I figured why not go ahead and make it in here. But like I said, it's hot, but it's all right. You know, it's better than work, better than cutting grass and raking leaves. So it's good to be out here. But tomorrow morning, I'm real excited for that. I'll be able to hunt the morning before I go see my sister. She's driving into town, about to move to Hawaii. So she's going to be getting here a little later than we thought, so I'll have the opportunity to come out here. It's supposed to drop down to about 49 or 50 tonight. So that's, I mean, based off of the heat index, it's almost a 50-degree drop from this evening to tomorrow morning. So I think they'll be up on their feet. It'll be a good spot for the place where I had the big buck on camera the other day. So anyway, see what happens. Here we go. I've tried and tried, but I can't seem to get these squirrels on camera. They're everywhere. But the foliage is still so thick that I can't get them. But if I was squirrel hunting, I could have close to a limit just sitting here in this tree. There's 2 or 3 over my left shoulder, 2 to my right. I saw another one over a tree over here. It's been crazy. Squirrels everywhere. But no deer yet. Wind has stabilized pretty well. So, again, having to come down in here, I'll leave a camera and see what happens. But as of right now, I'm just kind of enjoying the evening. I'm real excited for hunting in the morning. So, if nothing else comes out, I'll probably just cut it right here.
no more had I got in the stand, my camera all set up. I was just finishing picking my bow up. And you can hear in the audio, you can hear the feeder go off as I'm getting all set up and whatnot. And I guess that doe in yearling must have been within 50 yards of that feeder when it went off. Because as soon as the feeder went off, I started hoisting the bow up. And as soon as I got the bow up, untied, and sitting on the rest, I turned to touch the camera and I looked back, and that doe was already standing out there in the food plot, which is not growing yet. I just planted it the other day. But she went straight to that corn. And as you can see on the film, I missed her. It's a clean miss. I just got down and checked the arrow. And, I mean, it is dry, nothing. I checked the film, watched it back, and this is why I like nocturnals better than luminox, because you can actually just cut them off like that. It's a lot better. But, I went and watched the footage, and two things went wrong. One, she got out so fast, I didn't get to check ranges real well, like I typically do, and if memory serves correct, the feeder itself is at about 25 yards. And so she was right there, probably at 24, and I shot her for 25, just split the pins. But what I didn't account for is that it is so still and quiet. I think as soon as the bow went off, she started ducking, and she wasn't acting super skittish, but I messed up. I rushed the shot. The great news is it's a clean miss. I actually followed her with the camera for a second after because I thought maybe she had, I don't know. I tell you, this is why I love having a camera in the stand, is because I don't know where she's at in relation to the actual shot. Whenever you're watching it with your eye, you don't know what's going on. She ducked so fast. She ducked completely out of the arrow's way. I should have shot a little lower, but had I aimed a little lower, I might have backstrapped her and wound up wounding that deer. So all things considered, it worked out really well for that. Disappointed that I didn't get her. I'd love to have some deer meat in the freezer, but I'd much rather a clean miss than a bad hit any day. But I like having the camera because I can go back and actually re-watch and see, did I hit her? Because I thought I backstrapped her. And so I went back and re-watched, and you can clearly see the arrow go right over her back. And it gives me good relief in my conscience. There are a few more does that have been frequenting this area. I doubt that doe and yearling come back. And if they do, she's probably going to be on high alert. So we'll sit here the rest of the evening and see what happens. If for some reason another cell cam goes off and I get a picture of some hogs, we'll take a run over to them. Maybe I can get that on camera. It's going to be tough though because I don't have a tripod with me. But we're going to get back to hunting, see what happens. it's been really still, really quiet ever since that little fawn left, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes ago. None of my cameras are pinging, so it might be a slower evening to begin with. But it just feels like one of those where you can imagine a big buck walking out right at last light. If that coyote comes over here, I'll shoot him too. I guess I gotta thin those out at some point in time out here. They're getting a little bold. But we've got, I don't know, 30 or 45 minutes left. See what time it is. I think it's like, it's 6:20, so we have about 45 minutes left, so we'll see. I'm gonna try and do this real quick, but it's right at 7:05, 7:10, something like that. And just before shooting light, I had a deer come through 20 yards. I could see the silhouette, but I couldn't tell what it was. Beginning of season, I usually make a mistake of thinking a deer's bigger than it is. So I decided to wait. And really, even if I wanted to, I couldn't have shot it because I couldn't see my pins. So, it seems like it's going to be a good morning. I'm excited for it. See how it goes. I had a doe and a fawn about 10 minutes ago, and they could still be really close. They walked out right before the feeder went off. So they were standing there watching it, and as soon as it went off, they spooked and ran. So I imagine they'll be back before too long. Well, it's about 10 o'clock. It's been a pretty slow morning. Right before daylight, had that one small doe that I think she's probably at 18 yards, but at that point I couldn't even see my pin, so it didn't even matter. But then I had the doe and fawn come through about 8:15, and I hadn't had anything else since then. So got some stuff to take care of. Got a football party tomorrow. We're gonna go over to some friend's house, so probably be about a week or so until I get back out here. It'll be the start of rifle season. So anyway, I guess we're gonna be having to go with the boomstick to try and put some meat in the freezer, and then switch back to the bow after that. But gotta do what you gotta do. That's why they call it hunting, not killing. I figure probably in the next hour and a half, I'll probably get pictures right where I was sitting at. Go figure. But it's what it is. It seems like it always happens. It's gonna be real hot for the next couple days, so I think I'm gonna spend my time more wisely at home than driving an hour one way to have a very low chance of success. I spend time with my wife and my friends and cleaning up my yard. So it'll be a little bit. We'll get back out here. Maybe next time we'll end up putting one on the ground.